Good evening, all. In today's session, we will continue the discussion of effects of feedback in the control system. We had already discussed about I think, three effects, three parameters affecting how feedback will have the effect on these three parameters we have already seen. First one was the gain, overall gain, that is T. Okay, you see. Okay, this is for the closed loop control system. Overall gain is given by C by R. This is controlled output and R is your reference input. Okay, and S indicates the Laplace transform. So we are all dealing these control systems in frequency domain. So we require frequency domain analysis, some tools like Laplace, Z transform, Fourier transform, etc. Here in control system, mostly Laplace transform is being used. So C by R, which is nothing but your overall gain, capital T. Remember, G is your forward gain. Okay, it is not the overall gain. Overall gain is given by T. G is the forward gain, and H is your feedback. Whatever the feedback, negative feedback in the loop, what it negative feedback, that gain H. Okay, feedback gain, you can say. So forward gain and this feedback gain H. So overall gain, how it is affecting the overall gain. We have seen that overall gain is given by G by 1 plus GH. So how the parameter of in the denominator is affecting T. They are inversely related. Okay. And then we have discussed about the second parameters, that is stability. I guess we have already discussed stability parameter. Again, here also taking the help of this overall gain expression T, which is equal to G by 1 plus GH. When we are considering the negative feedback, suppose GH is equals to -1. So what will happen if I substitute GH is equals to -1? Your equation for T will become T is equal to G divided by 1 minus 1, which is nothing but G by 0, which is equal to infinity. So we will get the overall value of the transfer function as infinity. So what do you mean by that? Stable systems, in the sense, for the systems in which anyhow in the control systems we are controlling the outputs, right? The systems in which output can be controlled, that is nothing but the control system definition. So stable systems means we are able to control the output in a manner that we want. Okay, the output can be predicted. So such kind of systems are stable systems. Suppose if you take this here, T is equals to infinity. What do you mean by that? Gain is infinity. T is equals to infinity. What is T? T is, here only let me show you in the block diagram itself. Okay, T is equals to C by R. Okay, uh, controlled output we want, actually T is infinity. So T is infinity means C by R, or C is equals to R into infinity, right? So R is your input, C is your output. So output is infinite. So but what is the condition for any system to be stable? The condition is, for a bounded input we should get the bounded output, limited addition, limited value you should get. So but here you can observe C, that is your output, it is becoming infinity, uncontrollable. So hence we say that for a negative feedback, whenever we apply the negative feedback for the control system, we will get unstable systems. So what you should take care, while designing the systems, while making use of control system, the stability concept, you should make sure that whatever this GH parameter is there in the denominator of the equation of T, that GH should be greater than 0, means positive value. डिनोमिनेटर में ये 1 - 1 है. Okay, अगर ये वाला वैल्यू पॉजिटिव आ गया, so this negative will become plus. GH should be positive, no negative term should come, so that your system will get limited output, controllable output, then the system will become stable. So that is the effect of feedback on the stability parameter. So gain and stability are over. Let us take the third parameter, that is sensitivity. Okay, sensitivity is defined, symbol is yes. Sensitivity is defined in terms of the overall gain and the forward gain. Okay, it is defined as the ratio of, you can see numerator and denominator, ratio of percentage change in the transfer function, overall gain, overall transfer function, to the percentage change in the gain, forward gain, capital G. So it is how it is defined. Yes, you can see the symbol here. T and G are written as a superscript and subscript, indicating T comes in the numerator, G comes in the denominator. So the symbol yes, T, G stands for the sensitivity, which can be defined as the ratio of percentage change in the overall gain or the overall transfer function of the system to the percentage change in the forward gain. Okay, now let us see how the equation can be defined. Okay, let us see how the feedback will affect the sensitivity of the control system. We know that sensitivity, how it is defined. Just now I have given you the definition. Let us try to write the expression for it. Sensitivity is equal to percentage change in the T. Change in the T means delta. Okay, delta of T, and denominator delta of G. These indicate the change value, change in T and change in G. And percentage divided by the complete value, divided by the whole value. Okay, so this ratio we can write in this form. Hope you understood this, why I have written like this. According to the definition, I have written this equation. Delta indicates the change, denominator indicates the percentage. Now rearranging the terms here, delta T by delta G I have written as it is. This denominator of the denominator, this G, this will come to the numerator, and this is your denominator divided by T. This is in the denominator. Okay, just rearrangements. This G will come to the numerator, T is already in the denominator. Now what I will do, I will try to find the value of this separately. I will try to find the value of this separately, and I will substitute the values. Let's see the first one, delta T by delta G. So we know what is T is equal to. Already we know what is T equals to. Let me do it here. T is given by G divided by, hope it is understandable, I'm doing it through the mouse, G divided by 1 plus GH. Okay, so what is the meaning of delta by delta? This is nothing but your dou by dou. Okay, the partial derivative. So differentiate this T with respect to G. So what this will be, LHS will be delta or dou of T with respect to G. This is nothing but, see, G is present in the numerator also and denominator also. U by V form you have to apply for differentiation. U by V form, denominator is V square 1 plus GH whole square. And what is the first term? First term is V into, V is your denominator term, 1 plus GH. Let me keep it as it is. What is the differentiation of G with respect to G? X with respect to X is 1. So G with respect to G is 1 minus difference U into, U is G, into, in this denominator term, differentiation of again here gh with respect to g. So if you have ax term, what is the differentiation of ax with respect to x? You write a. So likewise here differentiation will become, sorry, the differentiation will become h. So if you observe with the numerator, it is 1 plus gh minus gh, right? So these gh gets cancelled. You will get 1 divided by 1 plus gh whole square. Okay, this is your this term, first bracket. Okay, first bracket I have already calculated. It is nothing but 1 divided by 1 plus gh whole square. Okay, hope it is understandable. This is the first term I got. Now g by t I want. Okay, how to get g by t? Already I know that transfer function t is g divided by 1 plus gh for a closed loop system, that too with the negative feedback. For negative feedback, this is the transfer function. For positive feedback, t is equal to simply g. Now I want g by t. Okay, g by t. So you can get g by t from this. What you have to do, exchange these two terms. Okay, take this 1 plus gh to the LHS and take t to the denominator. If you do that, what you will get? G by t equals to 1 plus gh, right? 1 plus gh. That's what I have got the second term, 1 plus gh. So what I did now in the sensitivity, these two things I have calculated. Arrow marks you can see. This is your first term, this is your second term. So both things I have already calculated. I will now substitute the value. Okay, if I substitute the value, let me just erase here itself and do the calculations. Suppose let me get the substitution. S will be equal to this first value. Let me take 1 by 1 plus gh whole square. And what is the second value we got? 1 plus gh. I think one value will get cancelled. The power is 1 here and here this square. So 1 will get cancelled. So you will get 1 by 1 plus gh. So this is the equation we got for sensitivity. Okay. Now you can observe there is an inverse relation between sensitivity and this parameter. So when you change this parameter gh, the product, if this value is say more, okay, if you take higher values of gains, then sensitivity will be less, inverse, and vice versa. If you take this product gh less, sensitivity will be more. So that is the effect of the feedback on the sensitivity parameter. Okay? Inversely they are related, just like the gain. Even in gain also they are inversely related. So we have completed 3 parameters: gain, stability, sensitivity. So let us see the next parameter, which is time constant. Hope you remember we had listed out few parameters. Yes. See, overall gain we completed, stability we completed, sensitivity we completed. Now we are looking at the time constant. For the time constant will actually give you the speed of the system. Okay, time constant is one parameter which is going to give you the the value or the main speed of the system. Okay, so now we will see how time constant, in turn speed, will get affected by the feedback. Okay, suppose you're taking a negative feedback. as we have taken this for negative feedback itself more generally. So if you're taking the negative feedback for a control system, for such case, your time constant is going to be reduced. Negative feedback, time constant will be reduced. Hence, the speed of the system will be more. Okay, time constant and speed, obviously they are inversely related, you know it. Velocity or the speed is given by distance by time. Okay, so if the time is more, the speed will be less, inversely related. So depending upon the time constant and the speed, you can define how the system, the time constant is getting affected by means of either positive or negative feedback. So I have explained you about negative feedback. So vice versa is the case with the positive feedback. What will happen here? With the positive feedback applied in a control system, your time constant value will be more. Hence, since time constant is more, speed will be less. Okay, speed and time constant are related, because of which these parameters are getting affected either for both negative and positive feedbacks. Okay, time constant, in turn speed of the system. So this is the fourth parameter. And the last one we can see, it is the fifth parameter, disturbance. So we will see how the addition of the noise or presence of the noise in a control system will have the effect over on the feedback. Let us consider this control system. Let me zoom it a little so that it is more clear to you. Hope it is now clearly visible. Okay, hope it is clearly visible to you. Consider initially, okay, for an open loop. Assume it's an open loop. Open loop in the sense you are not having this feedback. Suppose you are taking no feedback. Open loop system you are considering, and with the reference value 0, initially no input applied, and you have a system, some controlled output. Assume that in between your system, when it has started, noise gets added. Noise is nothing but the disturbance, low frequency or maybe very high frequency, which are unwanted signals. So noise gets added. So if that happens, open loop, you know already, open loop system transfer function is given by simply G. Okay, but for closed loop, it is G by 1 plus GH. Okay, since it is an open loop, it is simply T is equal to G, and we know that T is equal to what? Transfer function output by input. So in this particular case, what is the output and what is the input? Output is your C. Okay, that I have written here. Output is C divided by what is the input. Reference signal is, we have considered 0. Reference is 0. Okay, input is 0. So noise gets added. So denominator will be now N. Okay, so gain is equal to C by N. So your gain has got this N noise term, noise signal gets added. Hence, we cannot control the noise in the open loop system. If just you recall, when we were dealing with the open loop and closed loop system comparison and advantages, disadvantages, this was one of the parameters. In open loop systems, noise cannot be controlled. This is one of the disadvantage of open loop system. Okay, now let us consider the closed loop system. How addition of noise in the system will affect the parameter on the feedback. Again, reference initially you take 0. This time we are considering the feedback. So H is not crossed. It is there. It is existing. So what will be your output with the negative feedback? Okay, with the negative feedback. So your output by input. Output is C. Input is, reference is 0. So input is N. C by N is equal to ratio. what is the transfer function for closed loop system? It is G, this G2 divided by G2 divided by this parameter divided by 1 plus overall gain of the forward loop, the forward system. What is the overall gain here? If you see, there are two different gains, G1 and G2. They are connected. So overall will be G1 into G2, and feedback it is GH. So it is not simply GH. This time it is G1 into G2 into H. If you have one more G3, your equation will become G1 into G2 into G3 into H, like that. Okay, you will understand this when we go for further concepts like signal flow graphs, block diagrams. You will understand those terms. So what do you mean by this? What you can analyze by this equation? C by N ratio is equal to G divided by, that is generally gain of the forward system, 1 plus G1 G2 into H. So you have here G and H terms. Depending upon this value, whether whatever your feedback is H, we are now discussing on the feedback. Let us concentrate on H only. So suppose you're taking the H value, the gain of the feedback system, in such a way that in the denominator, if you calculate, you will get some bigger value. If denominator is more, what will happen to your transfer function? It will be less. So depending upon the value of the feedback, you can control the noise. Okay, you can control the noise in case of feedback. So that is the difference. In case of open loop, H is not there, you cannot control the feedback. But if you consider the feedback, you can control the noise. Hope you understood this. Any doubts in this, you can ask me. So this is about the second concept of what all we have completed till now. We started with the basic system definition, control system definition. We have seen some examples. Then we went for some of the open loop and closed loop examples. We have seen some 5 to 6 good examples, industry based examples, how they work. Okay, what was the principle behind their working. Then we have seen the development, the history and the development of automatic control, how it went. Then the broader classification, we have seen different classifications: linear, non-linear, time variant, time invariant. If you remember all these deterministic and stochastic systems. Broader classifications, open loop, closed loop. And also in the previous session, I had discussed about these effects of feedback on the some of the parameters. Okay, along with that, we have even I had shared few slides with you regarding the differences between positive and negative feedback. This is a general thing which you all should know, okay, irrespective of whether you have studied some subject or not. So this is a very common term, very mostly used. You should know about these, the positive and negative feedback, and also the open loop and closed loop system differences. They are all important from examination point of view also. Okay, and also apart from the syllabus, you should know this. Because of that, I took this concept, how to calculate the transfer function of a closed loop system and open loop system. Closed loop and open loop. In case of open loop, transfer function is given by simply G. That's it. In case of closed loop, with the negative feedback, it is G by 1 plus GH. Okay, so this much we have covered till now. The next concept we are going to deal is the mathematical modeling of physical systems. Okay, just let me go back and see. Okay, do you know what is a model? Let us start with the mathematical modeling concept. Mathematical, in short I'm writing mathematical modeling. Okay, mathematical modeling of physical systems. Physical systems. This is the title. Under this title we are going to study all this. Let's not directly jump into starting with the different systems. As per your syllabus, you should have to study mechanical, electrical, electromechanical and analogous systems. 4 different systems study is there for your syllabus. Before jumping into that, you should know what is a model. So that's why I'm taking these some 4 to 5 slides at a glance, just to show you, just to brief you about what is this modeling, why it is used, why it is important, what are the applications. So what do you mean by a model? I'm not talking in the entertainment industry, what that model. With respect to your science background, what is a model? A model is a mini thing. Okay, जो भी बड़ा वाला है उसको आप विजुअलाइज करके छोटा वाला जो बनाते हैं मॉडल, प्रोटोटाइप व्हाट यू कॉल इट, if you can relate this term. मॉडल इज व्हाट, मिनी साइज, जो भी बड़ा सिस्टम जो अवेलेबल है उसका जो छोटा वाला जो छोटा प्रोटोटाइप जो आप बनाते हैं उसको मॉडल बोलते हैं. आप आई थिंक यू माइट हैव done many science exhibitions, you might be a participant in many of the science exhibitions. You do create certain models, right? Even in crafts also you go for certain models. So models, what is a model actually? It is a miniature presentation of something. Miniature जो छोटा वाला, जो बड़ा system है उसका छोटा presentation, that is a model. Or it can be a pattern of something to be made. Like आपको कुछ बड़ा वाला बनाना है, just trial के लिए आप जो पहले बना के आप देखते हैं how it can look in future, that is also called as a model. An example for imitation or emulation, that's what I gave you the example of your science projects. Okay, or a representation used to visualize something, so that is a model. Let us move to there are different models that I said. Prototype, फिजिकल मॉडल्स. प्रोटोटाइप मीन्स जो बड़ा वाला है उसका जो छोटा, जो आप मिनी जो बनाते हैं ऑब्जेक्ट, उसको हम फिजिकल मॉडल बोलते हैं. It is a constructed copy of the modeled object. Example, solar system. I think most of you might have done the science exhibition, model solar system, right? Humanoid robot, even building, bridge. You can see these pictures here. Okay, so these are all the physical models. Some of them are schematic models also. I'm telling you the types. Okay, first one was physical, then schematic models. Schematic models, actually they will provide you the means of visualizing the system structure. The best example for this schematic model is your Google map, or even your with geographical map which you use, wherein you use sticks and the lines to draw, but actually the term is bit bigger. Okay, earth, when you visualize earth, in earth the different places, when you target source to destination, when you move, you draw the lines and indicate, okay, this is the place where I want to go. This move towards left, move towards right, like that. So you are indicating by means of lines, diagrams. So best example is the geographical map or your Google map, even graphs. Fine. So these are all the schematic models. Okay, what is a mathematical model? Let us move to our concept. Our heading is mathematical modeling. So what is the meaning of mathematical modeling? It is actually the representation of behavior of the real-time objects. Okay, अगर आप control system को relate करेंगे, if you consider some real-time system, say the working of your chemical reaction, जो हमने एक example लिया था closed loop system के लिए, केमिकल रिएक्शन होके जो बैच प्रोसेस होता है, that example, how the system is behaving, you can analyze the system behavior by means of this mathematical model. In order to understand, in order to define and analyze mathematical model, you need a mathematical language. That is very important. What is mathematical language? What all everything you have studied till now, you see algebraic equations, differential equations, some algorithms, maybe theorems. So everything comes under mathematical language. So what all you have studied, you try to apply those things and you try to analyze the system behavior. That is called mathematical model. So mathematical model is the representation of the behavior of the system or the object. Okay. Now, why you require this? Why you go for mathematical modeling? Why can't you directly build a real-time system? So there are some drawbacks. If what will happen if you directly do it? Direct experimentation, first of all, it is time consuming, it is expensive, and you don't know whether your product outcome is correct or not, and often even sometimes dangerous, because if you're considering the missile launch, rocket launching, then nuclear reactors, under such cases, going for system design directly rather than before going for mathematical model can be very dangerous. And definitely it is, these are some of the reasons which I have quoted, which will which are the reasons why you require mathematical model before you design the actual system. Okay. Okay, what are the objectives of mathematical modeling? So mathematical modeling is a process which uses the language of mathematics, that is the all what all mathematics contains. You use those concepts, whatever you understand the mathematics, you use and implement those concepts in order to analyze the system. Okay, and even to make predictions also. The best example for this mathematical modeling is now currently this for this pandemic COVID-19. If you see in the news, they are showing the graphs. Okay, for example, with some days here, the curve is sometimes it is flat, sometimes it is rising, like that. So this is nothing but the mathematical modeling itself. By making use of this, depending upon, by studying the system, by studying the current scenario, they are predicting what may happen, what are the, that's why it is telling, they're telling that in after the May month, the curve may get flattened, something like that. So they can make predictions depending upon the analysis, and to provide the insight of real world phenomenon, sometimes find optimal solutions to real world challenges. And remember, whenever we go for mathematical modeling, it is not necessary that every mathematical modeling covers all these. Sometimes the target is only to analyze the system. Sometimes we make only predictions, that's it. Okay, it may include, it may not include all these 4 points. These are the objectives. Control systems, they are made of physical components, you know it already. We have taken one example of flyball governor system. If you remember, all the mechanical parts were involved, the ball, the shaft, then the motor was involved, then what all were there, some spring was attached, right? And even in the industry, paper industries, reeling system, the pulley ways were used, right? So rollers were there, drums were there. So most of the control systems, they are made of physical components, and these components, they may be purely mechanical systems, or maybe electrical systems, or maybe a combination. So that's why, yeah, for your study, if you see, for your study, you have mechanical system, electrical system, electromechanical combination. A control system may have both different both components together. Okay, थोड़ा बहुत motor रहेगा, थोड़ा बहुत potentiometer use करेंगे, then you use shafts, you use rollers, then you use springs, then many things. Okay, so like this, it may be a combination. And analogous is comparison, electrical and mechanical. So